And we, in the research, discovered that England doesn't really fit the criteria of what countries they've collectively got together and decided a country is.
How strange. I mean, that most peculiar that a country, again, going back to what you were saying about just everything being turned on its head. That I mean, I've been going on this journey myself over and putting it out onto YouTube and. In recent times, as people will know, I've sort of had the little ban where you're suspended for 7 days for trying to sort of explore what's going on and trying to find the right thing. And it does test you, doesn't it, when the things you have been grown up with all your life have suddenly melted away. And through many of my guests, about freedom, about what the law is and legislation, and you're talking about banks, and most people have assumed that you put the money in the bank and it's their money, it sits in a shoebox somewhere, and when they want it back, they can just say, oh, can you go and get my shoebox with my name on it? It should be there. And yet the banks work completely differently to that. And it's quite surprising. And only the other day, a friend of mine was complaining. He went to the bank and he's just moving house. He wanted some ready cash, about 5 or 6 grand. He wanted to pay a few people for various things. And it was half an hour inquisition about what he wanted to do with the money, why he was taking it out of the bank in cash. And he thought, hang on a minute, this is my money. You've had the use of it. You're sitting there and all of the rest of it. It's been in there. You've had nice use of it. I just want it back now. Thanks very much. And that was the last thing he expected. And it's a bit of a worry. And as you say, now we're coming into a very critical time where banks are under threat. And we've heard about these digital banks, these central bank digital currencies. So much is upside down. And now you're telling me that even England is under question. So tell me more about that, because that is fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's sort of, there's been a long road to realizing that there are challenges that we had to look into. And I mean, I discovered that, for example, when you put money into a bank, that it isn't actually your money, it belongs to the bank. It doesn't belong to you. The bank owes you the money back. And they hide that in lots of clever ways. I also discovered that banks don't lend money. You think they lend you money, but actually they don't. You, on paper, lend them the money that they lend back to you. So there's a lot of clever tricks going on. And when you start to realize any one of these things, it leads you to a place where you go, well, if that's wrong, then what else is wrong? And I